Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm back at the shop on Monday, and here I want to keep going on the 63. What I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to polish up the grill. I showed you guys in the last clip that I had got a bunch of overspray and some miscellaneous paint droplets on it, and we can't put it back on the car like that. So, what I'm going to do is go over the whole thing with fine steel wool. I started in a very small spot right there. You can already see how quickly it's cleaning up, and it knocked a chunk of paint off right there. So I'm gonna continue with that. It's a little bit tedious and it's gonna take some time, but hopefully I'll be able to get all that done and get that installed back onto the car. Um, I need to go over the bumper balance too, because that needs to kind of be installed at the same time. And to be honest, I want to put a little more clear on it, but I think I'm gonna chill. It's in a spot where you can't even really see it. So for now, I think I'll just install it, and if we want to hit it with some more clear, I can always do that in the spring. But so we'll be going over the grill, also be sanding on the car in some different spots. As you guys may recall, there is a spot here on this quarter where I had several clear runs or sags. Started sanding on it already, it's getting there, but I need to keep going. And I hadn't really noticed before, but today I noticed there's some buffing compound on here, but there's a spot right there. Yeah, see that? So I need to also sand that out. It's all kind of in the same area, so I'll be doing that. Time permitting, I'm gonna get this top section here on both this side and the passenger side, and then I also want to do this section here. Yeah, so those are, I think, moderate enough spots that I could probably get through it all today. If nothing else, I hope to at least get it all sanded. If I can polish it too, that'd be even better. Man, it's a cricket in here going crazy. I'll show you guys can hear that. Damn cricket in the shop. But yeah, so I'll be doing that. And overall, just trying to get some forward progress on the car. I want to start putting things back together and cleaning it up. And yeah, making it look good again. I think once I'm able to get the runs and whatever buffed out on this side, I might start assembling the side trim and the door handles, miscellaneous stuff. Because I just want to see the car, come together a little bit more. That's always the exciting part for me, is when you're putting everything together after doing the laborious task of the body work and paint and now all this sanding and buffing drama. To finally get over that hump would be nice. So yeah, the trim just brings out the life of the car. So that's it. That's it. That's the objective. I also want to buff the top of this fender too. I really do. So I might do that today too, because that's kind of the one last. The fenders are the slightly unsightly. But aside from that, honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to buff this fender. It came out pretty good. I'm going to wipe it down, clean it up a bit, and look and see. But if anything, it might just need a uh, very light work. But maybe whatever it needs, maybe it'll just come out with buffing. So yeah, man, we're on it. We're on it. Finally moving forward. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'll bring you guys back when I make some more progress. Motor City Customs out. All right, guys, we're back. So I've been spending a good amount of time sanding on this quarter panel. I had to sand out the run, and that took quite a bit of time because I opted to just use 2,000 grit. No more 800 grit. I don't know, 1,500. I'm just starting with 2,000, then I'm going over it with 3,000, and then I'm stopping there. I do have some 5,000 coming in. I'm gonna use that when I do this trunk and any other forward-facing panels. But and more than likely those fenders, since I know the clear is real thin. But anyway, so I finally got all this stuff sanded out. You see the runs are gone. You can barely see a little bit of like ghosting where they used to be, or a faint impression of them, but they're pretty much gone. A lot of the flaws are out of there, fish eyes and whatnot. There's still a couple of areas, but you know, nothing that I'm gonna go crazy over. Like for example, that little spot right there. If I keep sanding, I'd get it out, but I'm also taking a risk because the clear, I could cut through it, and that would be a big issue. Anyway, also sanded the top crevice area here. I don't know what you want to call it, but the top of the quarter, all the way here up until that body line, and then all the way down the side. Now, this top piece, I still need to go over this with the 3000 grit. I only done the side so far. But yeah, so I've done that, but the more I look at the quarter, I think I need to repeat this all the way to the full quarter. You know, it doesn't make sense to make one part of it super shiny and then the other part have orange peel and look a little bit dull, etc. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna buff this up and then wipe the car down, get all this wet sanding debris or stains off of the car, and take a good look at it and make a determination after that. But yeah, you know, I still need to do this on or I need to do some of this on the other side. But I think before doing that, I'm gonna just go ahead and do the work I want to do to this fender. At least the top part of it I want to sand down, and I think I'll be able to do that today. But yeah, like I said, this took me a lot more time than I thought it was going to take me, and I still have to buff it. So I think I'm gonna have to change my original objective to do a little bit more today, and just keep it within the true scope of what I can accomplish. So with that said, I'm gonna get to buffing, buff this quarter. Well, first I have to finish sanding the top piece of it with 3000 grit. Then shortly thereafter, I'm gonna buff this piece. Shouldn't take long because I, you know, went over everything, and you can see it already looks pretty, you know, pretty level and smoothed out. It should buff up quickly. Yeah, then I'll come do the top part of this fender, and that'll probably be the bulk of what we can get to today. I might have a chance to start sanding down this piece right here, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see how time goes. That would be nice if I could get that done too. And then what we'll save for tomorrow is gonna be this top part of the quarter here. Yeah, I need to do that area. And I think, yeah, what the hell, we'll just do the whole thing all the way back, just like we did on the other side. But we've already done this quarter, at least the top half, so we're good there. And later in the week, maybe we'll get on the trunk, now that 1500 grit sandpaper is gonna arrive at my house today. So we're rolling right along, you know. Even though it took a good amount of time, I got high confidence that this is gonna turn out very good. And once we get the other parts of the car, it's gonna start looking real nice. I also did start cleaning up the grill, like I told you guys about earlier, but I'm not gonna take you in there right now, but maybe I'll do a short video clip on that. I thought I was gonna have more time, but that is a little more tedious operation. I got maybe halfway of it done in just the first pass of cleaning, but it's gonna take a little more time. So no rush, you know, I wanna see the grill and all that stuff back on the car, but I'm not gonna stress it. I'm gonna focus on this, and we'll take it from there. So with all of that said, we're on the right track, you know. We're making forward progress. We're starting the week off right. So far, so good. So stick with me, guys, as I continue to try to grind it out and make some more progress on this car. If you're new here, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, and that helps me, okay? And yeah, just enjoy the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a few. You know, I'm your host, Shawnee C. at Motor City Customs. Let's see what we can do with getting this panel nice and shiny again. Thanks, guys. Peace. All right, guys, so we're back. I opted to buff it today with some of the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound and the foam pad, blue one to be specific. And after, this is what, 2 passes, And man, it looks really, really good. You know, I can still see some, you know, some light scratches, but overall a great luster. You know, I don't see the runs anymore, which was the main objective. And this top part of the quarter no longer has that dry spray effect. It could be a little bit better, but you know, at the end of the day, man, that's the top part of the quarter. I'm gonna go over it a couple of more times with the buffer and the compound, just to try to, you know, put my best foot forward. There is a spot where I should have sanded a little better. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see that there. You see, there's a spot here that I have to sand a little bit more because clearly I didn't get enough sand in there, right? So that's a bit unsightly, and that's right where the one Impala emblem goes. So I'm not gonna leave that, but I am gonna go ahead and to continue to buff the rest of it. So far it looks like there's no other areas like that, right? I don't know what happened. I got a little lazy at the end there, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. Well, there's a couple imperfections that are here that I opted not to fix when I was painting the car. Now that I'm shining it up, they're kind of jumping out at me. And you know what? I don't mind showing you guys. It's like right at the body line, the first time around when I sanded it, I blew through the clear on the edges right there. And let's see, somewhere right in here, right there. It's kind of really faint. But when you're away from the car, it's like when you step back, you know, 2 feet, you don't even see that, man. So that's something that I just opted to leave alone because I wasn't about to repaint the whole damn panel to try to fix that at the time. And, you know, it's a little bit of just wanting to make some forward progress when I kept having issue after issue. So for right now, I'm leaving it. Gives the car a little bit of character. But if it ends up bothering me later on, I'll fix it in the spring. All in all, I'm just trying to keep going and to continue learning. And man, I'm happy with how this came out. The most of the effort was in the sanding. And like I said, I still have a little bit more sanding I need to do on this back area here. But that's just because I'm trying to do the best I can, you know. And I know I can do a little better there. I think what happened is I was trying to stay away from the edges. And I stayed away a little bit too much. But that's not going to take too long. I'm going to go, maybe, matter of fact, maybe I'll just start sanding on that right now before I even continue any more buffing. I think that's what I'll do. I'll sand that out, fix that, and come back and then do another pass on buffing the whole quarter. But all in all, it came out great, honestly. That's my opinion. Looks pretty damn good. I'm going to take the advice of one of the channel followers. Can't remember his full name. I believe his name is Ron, but he recommended a compound and to use a specific type, I think Wizard, something or the other, buffing compound and a wool pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and order those. And shout out to you, Ron. I appreciate your feedback and thanks for, you know, supporting the channel. I'm gonna give that a try. But yeah, let me finish sanding out that little spot right there because that for sure will not buff out. That's one of these things I'm learning. You know, you think that, oh yeah, that might buff out. Hell no, that's not buffing out. That's in the clear and I need to sand that out. But likewise, I'm trying to knock that out so I can move on to this fender. But I'm not gonna rush it, made good progress. And man, it really glossed up nice. Once I do the entire quarter panel, I think it's really gonna look good. I haven't touched the door or the fender. Just imagine, you know, if once every panel is fully wet sanded and buffed, it's gonna really shine nice. Then you're really gonna start to see things come to life. Trim start going back on, wheels can go on the car, the glass can get installed, and you're gonna say, damn, Sean, you did a good job. Well, hopefully, you know. There's still gonna be some people out there who will say, oh man, you should have fixed that, you should have did this different. But we don't worry about that, we take it all in stride. Send on your constructive criticism. You know, I'm never done learning, so I'm always willing to take advice. All right, guys, let me stop talking you guys to death and let me get back to work and see if I can't sand out the back portion of this quarter and get that little funky spot. I'm a little bit scared. I don't want to over sand it and then blow through the clear when I got everything else looking so good. but should be okay. So I'm gonna break out some 2000 grit and hit this whole rear area. And I don't even think I'm gonna use a block. I think I'm gonna just use my hands. It's kind of a sensitive area. So hold tight, guys. Let's see if we can get this straightened out. Be right back. All right. We're back. I just finished working on this again. Remember I showed you guys I had that one spot that I needed to sand out a little bit more. I did, and now it came out good. Got all that crap out of there. You can see my reflection nicely. So yeah, pretty much the whole thing is good. It's that upper part, and I did the top part too. Came out pretty good. Right in this back area, there's a couple more spots like how I just sanded out. But you know, I figured, hey, when I'm doing the trunk, I'll do that. But yeah, man, all in all, that came out really good. I'm happy with it. Got a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna try now to get the top part of the fender. And I noticed I haven't really been giving you guys a whole lot of before and after on what it really looked like when I started. So let me show you the top of the fender a little bit. You see that? There's all kinds of little dirt nibs and trash. And there was one real ugly spot right here in the clear where I can't remember what happens. You know, the paint gun spit out like a blob of snot or something. I don't know. It just threw off the top of the fender a little bit. So this area is small enough to where I think I should be able to sand it out. But for reference, just look at it and you see how like blurry the reflection of the light above is. Now just watch and see how that transforms once we sand it out. Okay, so hang tight. All right, guys, so we're back. I just finished doing a light hand sand and buff of the top of the fender. So you can see a bit now, the clarity of the bulb is a little better. I still got some scratches in there to contend with, but we'll see what happens when I get that wool pad. But overall, it's much better than it was. It's got a nice luster and shine to it. But again, right, if you get right up on it, you're gonna see some imperfections. But, you know, overall, once again, it's a pass for me, you know? It still needs a little bit more refining, but again, I'm not trying to make it perfect today. I'm just trying to get it as close to passable as possible. So, yeah, so that's good. I was able to get the top of this fender done. It does need a little bit more sanding in a spot or two, but overall it's good. So I got the fender done, got the top half of this quarter done, and it's arguable if I'm even do the lower half. I'm gonna wait and see until I pull the car out into the sunlight, which depending on the weather, maybe we'll do that this coming weekend. But let's see, I guess tomorrow we'll start working on the trunk, that back piece right there, and then this side of the top half of this quarter. And time permitting, we can get on this fender. This is the really scary one, man. I don't know. It almost looks like I didn't even put any clear on it. But somehow it's just, I don't know. We'll try and buff it and see what happens, man. Worst case, we might have to take some extreme action on that one. But yeah, it's coming together, man. A little bit closer every day, not giving up and continuing to push forward. The fender, there's one spot kind of jumping out. There's like one issue right here in the clear. See if you can see that. I remember when I was spraying it, you know, the clear gun started spitting some snot, and usually I was quick enough to wipe it away, but that particular spot I wasn't. It sucks because the rest of that fender is good, and I don't want to start putting sanding marks in it if I didn't have to. So I don't know, we'll see. I might try and trim it a little bit with a razor blade. They sell this little tool called a denibbing tool for areas like that, but I don't have one. So I might have to invest in one and tackle that. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it. But what I do need to come back and do is fix there's a spot on the fender. It's hard for me to pick it up, the camera. Right there, there it is. So you see that ugly spot right there? That's another spot where something happened when I was spraying, or it spit out some garbage. So since I was just doing a quick and dirty sand and buff on the top of the fender, I didn't opt to spend the additional time I need to sand that out. But that'll sand out. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow too. Yeah, because right now I don't have enough time. What I'm gonna do now is just kick back, drink a nice cold beverage, and put something in the air, do a little breathing exercise, as I like to say, and get my mind right before I prepare to head home and deal with my other priorities in life. But yeah, I hope you guys are feeling a little bit more excited as I am. Things are starting to come together and it's starting to buff up really nice, really nice. I mean, the car is night and day what it used to be. And I can already now start to envision how good it's gonna look when everything is all put together, you know. Shiny paint makes a hell of a difference, even if it's not absolutely perfect paint. You know, I don't have a whole lot of money invested in this paint job, and I'm learning a lot as I go. So that's the best of both worlds. And it looks kind of like an expensive paint job to me, at least, you know. Looks a lot better than going to the El Cheapo $500 or $1,000 special paint job. But I understand why a quality paint job costs more now. Yeah, I can feel it in my muscles from all the damn sanding and buffing, etc. Yep, and I feel it in my wallet from the materials I had to purchase to get to this point. But that's just how it goes. At the start of the video, I was trying to hopefully get the grill and all that stuff mounted, but like I said in the last clip, I didn't finish sanding everything out and getting all the overspray off. I got some of it done, but you know, I had to get what I got done here done to keep me motivated. So that'll get done as we go. I already halfway cleaned it, at least half of it. I still have to do another half. So whatever. Well, let's just say stretch target. By the weekend, we'll see the grill and the headlights back on the front of this bad boy. And hopefully the car is, you know, looking like $1 million. That's it for now, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up and get to chilling while I still have the opportunity. So this is your host, Shawnee C. at Motor City Customs. Hit that like button. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, share it if you feel so inclined. And that's it for now. See you again in the very near future. I'm out of here. Peace.